Hello everybody and welcome back to Robert's Reviews. It is Wednesday, which means we're continuing the MCU. We're kind of getting somewhere. We're finally out of season 2. That isn't Daredevil. I think Daredevil already came out. Yeah, it did. But we'll be finishing this, just so you guys are aware, we'll be finishing this series on the 11th of August. So we got a long time. Make sure you guys are subscribing so you guys can follow along. Every Wednesday we're doing an MCU review. And I upload every single day. So if you guys like movies and TV shows and love to talk about them, watch my videos. Comment down below what you guys thought. I'd love to talk back to you guys. So make sure you guys are doing that. And subscribing just really helps me. So make sure you guys are doing that. If you guys appreciate my work, I watch a movie or a TV show every single day. So there's a lot of work because I'm also in college and I have a job, and it's a lot of fun for me. So make sure you guys are subscribing and following along, because that way you guys can have some fun too. Well, without any more pushback, we are going to go ahead and talk about Jessica Jones Season 2. Jessica Jones Season 2 was released in 2018, and it's interesting. So this doesn't have any spoilers, but I guess it might have one small spoiler. It really isn't a huge spoiler because it's kind of in the trailer, but interesting nonetheless, and also it could be spoilers, so if you guys don't like spoilers, whatever, maybe don't watch this video. But basically, to pick off where we left off last time, this does definitely have spoilers for Season 1, so you guys are aware. Where, you know, we just killed Kilgrave, and Jessica's still trying to get over it, right? She's like, alright, I gotta figure out how I'm gonna move on from here. And then she finds her mother, and, like, that's a huge change in this season. She finds her birth mother, who's basically been, like, hiding out and stuff. And she's got a lot of special powers, too. She's got super strength and super angry powers. She's basically like the Hulk, but small and female. And so that's basically the plot of this season. She finds her mother, and she got to decide whether or not to kill her or to leave her alone, or to, like, love her and to leave her. And it sounds like it'd be an interesting story, but it really isn't. And here's why. For the first season, right, we had Kilgrave and Jessica. Jessica was boring. We knew nothing about her powers, and, like, we really just didn't care about Jessica. But Kilgrave was such a cool villain, played by David Tennant, that you just watched anyway. And this is the opposite, right? Where you're like, wow, Jessica Jones is really cool, and we finally understand what she can do with her powers. But damn, the bad guy is really boring, and we don't really care about her. And, like, I get we had that whole mother-daughter situation thing, but the issue is that they never choose a side. For episodes and episodes, they're like, back and forth, do I love it or not? I'm like, pick one. What could have been a really interesting dynamic where she's, like, trying to figure it out, and the audience could be like, oh, I don't know what she's going to choose. Like, that'd be great. But it didn't work for them because they changed it, like, every 20 minutes, and it kept the audience, like, it didn't work. It should have worked. It should have worked. It didn't. It didn't work. It should have, but it didn't. Which is really, really sad. I don't even know. I'm upset. This season was really, really devastating for me. And especially considering I didn't really like the first one. And this one, I was like, I had some hope. I was like, you know what, maybe it's really good. And what they lack in the main story, the side stories are great. Like when we have Malcolm on screen, or Trish, both of those are great. I love those side plots they had in this season. They didn't have in the previous seasons. The previous season. And, like, Malcolm in the first season was great, but he's even better in this one. And, like, Trish in the first season, even better in this one. Those two characters were great. They made the show. Which is similar to, like, other shows, like Iron Fist, where we have, you know, the two people that are running Rand at the time. I forget their name. And, like, even with Luke Cage, where we have, you know, the detective. It was really fun to watch. The only shows, like, that by Marvel I think were really better in their main, like, focus point were The Punisher and Daredevil. Because Daredevil, we loved Daredevil and Matt Murdock. We loved watching them, and they were great. And the villains were always fun. And then for The Punisher, the only other side character we really had, at least for Season 1, for Season 2 it gets a little more complicated, but for Season 1, like, the really only side character we had was Madani, and we didn't really care about Madani, so it was great. We were like, yeah, Punisher! It was great. I loved it. I got a new toy. I love it. This is my piggy bank, by the way. It's massive. But yeah. So I think that's where it comes down to Jessica Jones here, where like the side characters are so much more fun that I wish we had a show about that and not a show about Jessica Jones, which is a problem when you're watching a show called Jessica Jones. I'm not going to talk about many actors here because we already talked about it in season 1. If you guys want me to talk about that, go ahead and check out my first season video of Jessica Jones. But I'm going to talk about Janet McTeer, who plays Alyssa Jones, who's the mother. I think she did a pretty darn good job playing the loving mother who has really bad anger issues, who can turn on a dime. I really do. I think she did good. Her character, not so much. I don't really care about her character at all. I really wish they just killed her in like the first episode, because then we could have proceeded to the third season, which also wasn't great, but at least had an interesting villain. Not really much else to talk about here. Overall, not very fun to watch. I wouldn't recommend it if you guys could like stay away, but it is essential to watch. It's important to watch, and there is a lot of really interesting stuff. It's just don't watch this for the main story because you're not going to get a whole lot out of it. I'm going to go ahead and give Jessica Jones season 2 a B-. If they didn't have side characters in this show, would not have gotten a B-. Definitely gotten something like a C- or something like that. But like the side characters like Trish and like Malcolm, and even I forgot about the lawyer girl. She was also great in this one, and all that really fun, interesting stuff didn't really matter because there were side plots. But I really don't really like it, and it's not bad. It's not great. I'm never watching it again. Probably, if I watch any show again, it'll be The Punisher or Daredevil. Or even Luke Cage. I kind of like Luke Cage. But that's going to do it for me today. I hope you guys are having a great week. Looking forward to the rest of the week. We have Welcome to Marwen, Chef, Last Year at Marion Bad, and all John Green books ranked. So if you guys are interested in that kind of stuff, make sure you guys subscribing, following along, and commenting down below. What did you guys think of Jessica Jones Season 2? Let me know. I'd love to hear from you guys. And as always, keep watching movies and television, stay educated, and I'll see you guys in the next video.